A bitch is back. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the greatest football podcast on earth, Francamente. I am your host, Franca, and I'm so excited to be here with you. And I'm back, baby. Let's do an episode. Guess who's back? Back again. Guess who's back? All right, y'all. I know you missed this voice. I know you missed this face for those of you that watch on YouTube. A bitch is back. This isn't a dream. You're not hallucinating. I really am coming to you live with a new episode of Francamente. I know we haven't seen each other in so long, and listen, there's a lot of reasons I took a little hiatus. The world's falling apart. People are getting snatched off the street. Life is crazy. Just things got really crazy. There's a lot of reasons. Like time gets away from you. You just think like, oh, next week I'll do it. Next week I'll do it. Next week comes. I've had a crazy semester at school, but none of it matters because I'm back now. I'm not promising that I'll be back with any sort of regularity, although maybe, who knows? But here we are. We're going to enjoy some time together. I'm so excited about today's kit. Although I should say also, by the way, that we're back by popular demand, like very popular demand. Folks have been asking. Folks have been banging down my doors to see when I was coming back. So this was the people asked. And I got to please the masses, you know what I mean? But all joking aside, thank you to everyone that was patient, that really did ask if, everything was okay and all that stuff. I learned during this hiatus that a lot more people listen to just the audio bit, the audio piece. I'm out of practice, than watch on YouTube. So I'm gonna change my which I guess makes sense. I mean, podcasts were born just as audio, entities. And then a lot of people just also put them on YouTube, which I think is a great feature to have, like almost like, oh, you get to see, like, I think that's how it started, right? People started doing audio podcasts as podcasts are born. And then folks got, as we do, stand culture is real, unfortunately. Abolish stand culture except for standing me. And folks kind of wanted to see like what goes on and all that stuff. And then they started dropping on YouTube, and then people started to do more, like elaborate sets and stuff like that. And then here we are. So I will change I'll shift my perspective on thinking more of my audio listeners, but I will always describe the kit. So for anyone that is watching on YouTube, you can see what I'm wearing. This is a relic. Okay, shouts to my listener who is my brother. And he brought for Christmas, it was not a gift, it was a lending bag of kits that are rare and beautiful that I love so much that I could like borrow for recording. And then I never recorded again until May, but here we are. But this is probably, and I don't own it, so I'm borrowing this kit, so like I have to be very careful with it. I could put it on for the podcast and that's it, right? It's a relic. I think this is probably my favorite kit of all time, and if I could go back in time, I would actually buy it for myself because it's so beautiful. It's like I should have looked this up, and I did kind of Google around, and like it's honestly such a relic that I couldn't really find like a concrete answer. I think it's a Barcelona kit. I think it's from like around 2009, 2010, like that era, but like y'all will correct me and help me out. But it's when that neon salmon, I call it neon salmon, some people call it neon mango. It's like that fiery Nike like orange color that like doesn't really even, no picture and no video does it justice. It's so beautiful, and it's back from when they had UNICEF as a sponsor, which then they switched to dirty oil money sponsors, and like I don't know, not that UNICEF is amazing, but it was a better sponsor than what they currently have. So this is like a really cherished kit in the family. So shouts to my brother for allowing me to borrow it. That's such an honor. He brought a lot of cute, like really amazing, kind of like cult classic kits. So look forward to those as we continue. I'll wear other amazing kits, but y'all know why I'm wearing this today. I'm recording this on Sunday, May 11th. Happy Mother's Day. Um, and Barcelona won the Clásico. Barcelona won every Clásico this season. Y'all can't tell me nothing. Look, it has been a roller coaster, right? So I thought, what a better occasion. It kind of matches my nails too. It's like the same kind of color IRL. On video, it kind of transfers differently. But what a better occasion to wear this, my favorite kit of all time. Honestly, this is probably my favorite kit of all time. Aesthetically, I just love the color. Like it's like, and I don't even like Nike kits like that, but obsessed. Head over to my socials. Follow me at Real Francamente on Instagram. Although we might be rebranding a little bit in the sense that like I've got two podcasts, obviously, Mate con Franca, Real Francamente, and I might consolidate y'all. If you're listening on audio, you know that my Mate con Franca back episodes dropped on the audio feed because we had some questions. Shouts to the produce extraordinaire. We had some questions about like, are we going to do a whole separate feed? What happens to the website? What happens to this when we kind of like shifted to Mate con Franca content? Another change is that we will be dropping just on the Real Francamente Mate con Franca feed and not on the Anticonquista feed, at least temporarily for now. So we'll see how that all plans out. Nothing happened, but there's just been some I'm trying to do what's best in many regards. And for now, that means I'm not going to cross post to Anticonquista. So all of these things kind of have me thinking about like rebranding, not rebranding, but figuring out how that can be more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like streamlined, right? Streamlining the process so that y'all can get my beautiful voice just in one place. Right now, my Instagram feed for Real Francamente, I love my followers, shouts to y'all, is great. And it's just for Real Francamente. When I dropped Mate con Franca, I was kind of dropping the clips on my personal Dr. Franca Ph.D. page, which is fine, but I also kind of like that page is a little different, the purpose of it. So I'll always cross post things, obviously, because it's all me. But I'm trying to like kind of figure out how that looks. So all of this to say that I have no answers. I don't know when I'll record again. I don't know what this will look like going forward. I'm only doing my best with the information that I have at any given point, which I think is all we can ask of anyone, right? So anyway, Barcelona won the Clásico today. And look, here's the thing, right? So Barcelona, it's been ups and downs, roller coaster of emotions this season. When this season started, I was like hopeless beyond hopeless, but not in like an angry way, not in any sort of like resentment to Barcelona way. It was just like, look, we've had the era of Messi ever since the era of Messi. And I've even said this on this podcast, right? Like, ever since the Messi era ended, nothing has been the same. I am on record on this podcast saying I don't like Hansi Flick. And look, now it's not that I'm not a stan. I still, you know, I'm not a stan. I'm not a Hansi Flick stan. But what he's been able to do, you got to give credit where it's due. And one thing a bitch is gonna do is give credit where it's due. And he has pulled something out of his ass. I don't know. Looking at Barcelona at the beginning of the season, he would have been like, it's been a run. It's been a run. And now, like who knows when we'll win another game. And now look at us, right? Look, it's been a roller coaster of emotions because I really did get my hopes up for Champions League. I'm not gonna lie, I got my hopes up. I celebrated like it was my birthday when Arsenal, shouts to Arsenal, which I'm Arsenal adjacent, got those fascist motherfuckers out of the Champions League. So that was already a win. And then Barcelona advanced one level further than they did. And I was like, all right. And it's not that I ever am like, oh, we're going to win this ever. Y'all know me. But I legit thought I had hope that they could have beat Inter, like it's Inter. Like where did y'all come from, first of all? Um, and then, that didn't happen. So it's been like a constant like up and down of like, I feel great. I feel like, oh my God, sad. And so for the classical, I wasn't like super confident. Listen, my baby, my child, Lamine Yamal, he can do no wrong, okay? But he's 17 years old. He's 17 years old. The best thing I think that I have been saying all over the place about this Classico is that it's so great to beat a team of overrated fascists with a team full of children, which is what Barcelona is, right? Like, and that is a beautiful thing. That means we've got a future. Barcelona has been able to pull something out of nothing, literally, because we could not even sign anyone. There's been no major splash signing since when? I don't even know. Listen, the Xavi era, I don't even think I've recorded since Xavi left. Or I guess I must have. I don't even know what time is. Listen, everything's running together, but um I loved the Xavi era and I wanted more for him and I until the end I was like I was a Xavi apologist, right? Rafinha didn't get along with him. Then Rafinha kind of thrived after Xavi left. So there's been like just like this aura, this like magical aura. And I think that and I've had a whole episode named Football es mágique, right? Like I do think that football is magical. I've always said this, football is not logical, okay? You could not have looked at a piece of paper before today with both teams on it, these like world superstars, quote unquote. For me, they're all overrated, but you've got the guy that was scammed out of a Ballon d'Or, right? Like who, by the way, if listen, the world would be a better place if y'all would just listen to me the first time and you just knew that I am always correct. And I've always been correct. That motherfucker is so overrated. People were crying when he didn't win the Ballon d'Or. He deserved it. He deserved it. What has he done? Mbappe, another fucking failure. Dude, I love to see that motherfucking turtle faced ass bitch just cry. Like, just cry. It's just so good because it's just so good. So you look at a team of world superstars, quote unquote. I say that in quotations, right? And then against 17, 18-year olds, people you've never heard of, right? Before the season, really. And just not like only once in a season and not twice in a season and not three times, but four fucking times. Every single Clasico they've played, Madrid has been our children, hijos nuestros. Happy Mother's Day to us because we are your mom. But I didn't have that much hope when the Clasico started. I was like, um, I don't know. The vibes were off. Madrid scored those two goals so early on, and I was like, all right, if it has to be, it has to be. And then, but I did still have some hope. This is where I differ from folks in my life, like my roommates, parentheses parents, who will just give up in the 15th minute or whenever it was that they went up 2-0. My dad was like, that's it, it's over the whole season now. They gotta beat Bilbao and da 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 da. And he just started to like blame Lamin Shamal for his haircut. Like he's like, if he hadn't done that stupid haircut, like I'm like, oh my God. Like, and I say nothing, right? And I was like, maybe I'll do this. I was like, if I recorded y'all when y'all say this dumb shit like in the beginning and they're like, now it's over, and I'm like, you can't I'm like, what is the point? What is the fun? Where's the fun in even watching football like that? Like, because football is not logical. You look at the two team sheets. I don't think anyone would have said that Barcelona was going to win today before today. And look at us. Look, Chesney's got to go though. Listen, that mistake he made in the beginning, thank God that the rest of them picked up the slack. But anyway, we're not here to talk play by play, but it was such a beautiful start to Mother's Day. Like I literally was like, we couldn't have gotten my mom a better present than Barcelona winning against Real Madrid. So like, I don't know, y'all. So I was inspired. Champions League this season has been wacky. And so I kind of was like, oh my God, it would have been so cool to win the treble, all that stuff. But listen, winning the league, I'll take it. Beating Madrid any single day, beating fascism any single day. Are you fucking kidding me? 100% I'll take it. So I was like, this is the perfect time to come back, get my feet wet back with Real Francamente. I don't know what any of the future holds, anything like that, but you know, we're out here. We're out here doing our best. The world sucks. I have not recorded, I think this whole year. I recorded one episode of Mate con Franca. I don't think I've recorded it Francamente since definitely not since this administration got in. I don't even know if I recorded since election day. Maybe I did. But regardless, times are not good. Times are tough. The world is in shambles. I kind of, a part of my hiatus was kind of like existential crisis, right? Like, what am I gonna fucking get on a microphone to talk about? The world's on fire. People are getting snatched off the street. Liberals are living, they don't learn, like Democrats aren't learning from their mistakes, because that's honestly what this is all about, right? Democrats aren't learning. Who are we getting through to? I've been really, besides the obvious reasons that those of us that care about social justice have all been really sad since this election, obviously, I hope, besides all those obvious reasons, um I've just been really like, I've been putting all my energy into teaching. Teaching's going amazing. My students are amazing. Everything's great with that. I'm actually thriving in my business. But I'm like, what am I gonna get on a mic and talk about this fucking bullshit for what? Like, the world's falling apart. Ultimately, what called me back, it is my real life passion. And I love Barcelona so much, and I love football so much. And like the Clasico was so amazing. And honestly, though, I have not been watching a lot of football. I haven't been watching a lot of football. First of all, I don't know, for those of y'all that are local, y'all know about the sinkhole situation. I live somewhere where a sinkhole has literally ruined all of our lives. And I spend like 4 hours a day in the car when I commute to school, which is 4 days a week. And like, it's been really eating up a lot of my time. So a lot of the Champions League games, I actually didn't even get to watch right up until like the last couple rounds. When there were like 50 games, I would have enjoyed that so much as myself. And like, I, could have done all this content, and I just didn't watch any of it. Partially because I was in my car, but also because like I'm just like, for what? You know what I mean? There's all this stuff going on because the World Cup final is being played in New Jersey. So there's like all these events, and I'm like, y'all think we're gonna make it to 2026? Like, I don't like, I genuinely, and so like I'm in this weird place, right? Where like I feel, I've always been too radical for mainstream spaces, as we know. And then I enter like more radical spaces, and then folks maybe don't consider me as radical as they are. And so I'm kind of in this like just weird place where I'm like, what is any of this for? Not, and the little energy that I have, emotional energy, I spend on my students and on teaching and on all the real shit that's happening with undocumented folks in my life, and trans folks, and people, everyone's losing their jobs, and like, it's a terrible time to be alive, honestly. I don't know if y'all have seen that trend on TikTok that that they revived that song that's like, I don't want to be alive, or whatever. I don't want to be alive. I don't want to be alive. I just want to die today. Which was supposed to be like a suicide prevention song. They turned it into a trend of like just dancing through it, because like this is where we're all at. And like literally, like, how do you, besides all the issues that I had that y'all know that I had shared before, it's like, personally, it's like, now it's like, what is the fucking point? You know what I mean? Everyone's disappointing. Everything is shit. And it's a really tough time. And I know that now is the time to lean on community more than other times, but it's really hard for me to lean on community when I feel like I'm not welcome or wanted, or even feel like maybe I'm in a community, and like, so it's just been, but then the other part of me is like, shut the fuck up. People are dying. You know what I mean? The genocide is still going on, and all of these things. So it's just really fun. So all of this to say that like part of my hiatus is like, what am I gonna fucking do? Get on a mic and what? Just pretend that the world isn't burning? No, of course not gonna ever pretend the world isn't burning, but I could get on a mic and like, I don't fucking know, talk about Barcelona winning. We have to find those small joys where we can, right? I mean, I guess I don't know. Premier League fucking sucks. Fucking Liverpool, dude. Like, really? Like, Arsenal had one fucking job. I think this was probably the easiest path they ever had to winning the Premier League, and they fucking bottled it for what? I love Arteta. Listen, I will always be Arsenal adjacent, but it's like, y'all can't, like, how do Arsenal fans, actual Arsenal fans, do this your whole life? Like, and I know because I'm a Knicks fan, so, like, I get it. But, by the way, shouts to the Knicks. Um, doing big things too. That was two joyful games and one excuse me, one not so much, but doing big things over there in the playoffs. But that's another thing that's like, all right, the playoffs are long. People, I get it. We had two games that were so good. They came back from, being down 20. They beat fucking Boston of all, detestable Boston of all teams twice. But then in the third game, didn't go that well. And then I'm like, oh, get excited for what? We didn't even, like the playoffs are long. And so I don't know if that's, what is that, nihilism? If it's whatever it is, I'm just like, bleh. Um, I've been swimming. I've been swimming every weekday or some weekends if I need to, 5 times a week. That's really, really helped. I made some swimming friends. That's helped with lots of things. But that's the thing. I like go through the motions every single day. You know what I mean? I go through the motions. I'm like, get up, make my little fucking. I have to pack fucking luggage. When I leave the house at 7 a.m., I'm like bringing school bag, swim bag, breakfast, lunch, 17 water bottles because I need like my protein, my water, my coffee. It's like, I get like, it's enough. It's enough. Like, and then I just go through those motions. You know what I mean? I'm on for class. I'm always on for class. I am like, teaching is like acting, right? And then I'm like, what am I doing all this for? What is the point of any of it? So yeah, you could say I'm in a depression spiral. And then again, but I'm trying to remember that like we find little joys where we can. Arsenal could have given me a joy. No, we let fucking Liverpool win the league. Are you fucking like are you what is going don't even talk to me about United. Don't even talk to me about United, okay? Like what are we doing here? What are you, 14th, 17th? I don't remember the last time I checked. That brings me no joy. Premier League brings me zero joy. Peñarol sucks. Boca's not doing great. Like I have Barcelona. I have Barcelona. That's it. And hopefully they win the league. But yeah, that's kind of where I've been at. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna get on mic for? You know what I mean? But here we are. So I've been watching Only Murders in the Building. And if y'all don't know about that show, I first of all I'm obsessed with it. It's so good and so cute. But on that show is very meta in the original sense of the word meta, right? It's like meta. It's like I would call it meta literary because ultimately literature, like TV is literature, right? Art. Um and it's like meta artistic in the sense that there is a podcast going on in a TV show. So they're always recording. And then there's like these like moments where it's like the episode numbers of the podcast align with the episode numbers of the show. And I'm on season 3 right now. And on season 3, there's a Broadway show within a podcast. So it's like there's so much. It's really it's good. It's like it's not fluffy, but it's like it's not like obviously like reality TV I would call fluffy. This is like a very fun show. It's not super deep, but I'm obsessed with it. And that's kind of been like giving me the kind of like the bug in my ear of like, oh, get back on the mic. And here we are. So again, I don't know with how much frequency, but I'm here in my Salmon Barcelona shirt for anyone watching on YouTube or head over to my socials. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Like so I was saying we've got like a lot of World Cup events going on. There's also, and so Jersey or the US is hosting the Club World Cup this summer. They're hosting every fucking thing, which pisses me off. Honestly, the US does not deserve to host anything of that magnitude. I also don't think anyone has any idea what to expect for that World Cup final in 2026. Like, truly, people are so clueless in this country because they don't rate football. They have no idea. They're comparing it to a Super Bowl. Y'all have no idea what's coming. Y'all have no idea what's coming. And so we're having all these events and all these things, and I'm still kind of like, for what? You know what I mean? But that's what I started to say is that like there's all this football stuff, there's all this like things, all these things surrounding me. And I've kind of been, just like itching to kind of like see if I can ease my way back. Um, but overall, like I said, just watching less football. So and I've kind of been feeling like meh about football for a little bit, but I, still watch religiously, but like now if Barcelona, quote, like, oh my God, like crossing all of my fingers, all of my toes, all of my limbs, that Barcelona like win the league at least, or they won the Copa del Rey too, but um, that would be a nice little joyful moment, worth it. I love Lamine Yamal. Y'all could never make me hate Lamine, never, ever, ever. Everyone on the Madrid team is also detestable, so that's the other thing is that they like attract that detestable type of player. I just love defeating fascism. Those overrated fascists, especially with a team full of children. Like, listen, you got to get your joys where you can get them. Um, what else has been going on in my life? What do y'all want to know? Let me know what questions you have. Sh- um, get at me. Get at me. Follow me on socials. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on the butt. The butt, y'all. I have like almost 2.2K followers. I think that's that app. The it's Blue Sky. It's the most followers I've ever had. But I still haven't really gotten into it in terms of posts or anything like that. Like I kind of like use it like I used to use Twitter, RIP. And that was where I would thrive. Twitter is where I would thrive. So I'm still kind of like trying to find my way on socials. But follow me on there. Let me know what you want to know about what's been going on. But I've been really thriving at work. I won Woman of the Year at the institution I work at, which like I was shocked at. The video of me winning is like I don't even move for a minute. I'm like, who? Like me? It was so great. Everything's going really, really great at work. Um, a lot of cool stuff happening. Also, like I said, on the business front. But I'm out here. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a really hard time to be alive as a marginalized person. I'll say that. So I don't know. Maybe this will be a way to like find my community again, get some folks excited. Maybe I'll do some topical episodes. I owe y'all a good old Eduardo Galeano analysis episode. Um, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where this all goes. Amazing to watch Barcelona. We'll see what happens. Um, and I have literally no one else to no one else to root for. I don't even think I have any tea of like the oh, did y'all see that Lamin Shamal is going by Ryan. So even like the official Barcelona account, when they tweeted about the goal, they were like Ryan goal because Lamin was somewhere. I don't know where. There were these tourists, these girls. They asked him to take a picture of them and they had no clue who he was. And he did it. And when they asked him his name, he said Ryan. The video is so funny. And and now he's like, that's it. He's going by Ryan for the rest of his life. It's really cute. The little exchange between Henri and Lamine on the Champions League the crazy team of goofballs with Henri and Kate Abdo and fucking Big Meeks. They had Lamine on, and they were all like just like starstruck, and they had a little exchange. If you haven't seen this, look it up. It's really cute. Where Henri was speaking perfect Spanish. So does Kate, by the way. Shouts to them. And Henri said to Lamine like, "Oh, I want your, I'm going to the Classico, like just as a spectator. I'm going to the Classico. Like, can I get your jersey after?" And Lamine said, "If you give me yours." And he was like Barcelona, obviously, and like Lamine was like Arsenal or Barcelona, whatever. And so today and so that happened. It was like a couple weeks ago. It was when Barcelona won the last game they won, and and then they did exchange kits, and it was so cute. So that those little moments are like nice and fun. But other than that, I've got no real tea. I have been kind of like out of the loop, but maybe I'll make this like now that the semester is kind of winding down. I am teaching a summer class. I got a really cool book from the chair of history at my school that is about like football in Buenos Aires. Maybe I'll check that out and see what tea I can bring y'all. But let me know if you're listening, and if you have contact with me, join the Discord. And if you want the Discord, ask me for that link, because I think the link expires, so we can't even really put it in the notes. It expires, and so there's no point. But let me know what y'all want. Like, get at me at the Discord, but like let me know what y'all want to hear about. And we'll see how often I'm inspired to get back on the mic and just say some shit. So, Visca el Barça, Visca Cataluña, y aguante Argentina, la concha de tu madre. Thank you so much for listening. I literally love every single one of my listeners. Thank y'all so much. You're a part of my community. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at Real Francamente. Follow me on the butt, which I think is at Dr. Franca Ph.D, but I know there's like some blue sky whatever. I think if you search my name, I really actually don't know how to find people on the butt, but check me out on that. And also I'm trying to do my little thing on TikTok, Dr. Franca Ph.D. And we'll see how this all pans out. We'll see how this all goes. Thank y'all for listening. Please leave a rating and a review. Please share with someone that you think might be interested. And I will catch y'all soon. Adiós.